All right, what's up, everybody? Josh here. Just gonna do a quick, not a quick. Let me not say that. We're gonna do a thorough, VIP call tonight. Nobody's joined yet, but we're just gonna go ahead and get started. It's 8:05, giving everybody 5 minutes to join and whatnot. But yeah, today's topic is live accounts versus prop firms. The reason I chose this topic is because a few times in the chat, we have had people ask, "What is a funded account or a prop firm account?" And then what is a live account versus things maybe such as a demo account. Sometimes when people think of trading, all they think of is, a live account. They don't think that there's options to do paper trading or even a prop firm. Not many people know about a prop firm. They only became, somewhat popular over the past, maybe since 2021. So yeah. I think this is gonna, provide some value to the people that don't know about these things, and then even a little bit more insight to the people that know of the terms, but maybe don't know exactly how they work. Because I have experience with all three, um, and I have just some I have like my personal anecdote on each one and how your mindset changes from trading, a demo account to a live account to a prop firm account, and how that psychology, kind of shifts depending on which setting that you're in. But let's go ahead and get started. So, we're going to start off looking at, live accounts, what those are, the things that entail with them, my personal experience with live accounts. We'll then move on to prop firms, doing the same thing, looking at what those are, how they're usually structured, because there are a lot of rules and a lot of stipulations with prop firms. Yeah, the upside is sounds great, but there is kind of like, trying to launch a rocket with dead weight behind it at times, depending on the situation that you're in, and depending on the firm that you choose to go with or do an evaluation with or work with. And then after that, we'll look at prop firms versus live accounts. We'll do somewhat of a comparison side by side, just to see which one, like which pros of each do you prefer the most, and then we move on to what is best for you. Whereas my answer is a little bit, it might piss off a few people, but I think it's the best answer that I can give based on my personal experience with both. And then I'll just kind of open it up to Q&A if we have people watching. So starting off with live accounts generally are accounts with your own funds that you funded personally that you trade, whether that's on margin or their cash accounts, or leverage accounts. So these accounts, let's say you have $100 to trade with, you put that full $100 in an account and then you trade that. Any results or any numbers that you see on the screen, whether that's plus or minus, that's real money, and that does affect, your portfolio or your personal finances. These trades are done in the actual market, so they're not simulated. They're done in the real market where like real traders, real professional traders, other retail traders operate and exchange buy and sell orders. So it's not like a demo account where it uses virtual money. Demo accounts are accounts that have basically virtual or fake money, but they're connected to the live market, and they're tracking live market price quotes to where you can say you want to press buy. You're pressing buy on a fake account where you're going to see the profit, but it's not real money. It's just kind of showing you what you would have made if you were actually in the position in real time. Um, but yeah, so yeah, with a live account, it's not that at all. It's very much real risk, real reward. Um, and I would say for most people, that is kind of the breaking point of trading when things become real. Because a lot of times when we trade a live account, or when we are living our daily life, let me start with that. When we're living our daily life, if we're gonna lose money, we're expecting an exchange in return. It's not really losing money; it's more of an exchange. If I'm gonna go spend $50 and $50 of out of my wallet is gonna disappear, or I'm gonna give it to somebody else, I'm expecting either a good or a service to come from that. Now with trading, you can lose $50 in the blink of an eye, or over a series of a few trades, but you don't get anything in return. So a lot of times people feel like trading is a scam because they'll end up losing money but not gaining anything in return. Uh, I would say my first time ever trading a live account was in 2021. Um, and wait one sec.
You?
Yeah, what's up, Mark? Just could you mute yourself real quick for me?
Yes.
All right, appreciate it. Um, yeah, so my first time trading live was in 2021, and I definitely was not ready for it. Lost money extremely quickly and was very frustrated. Trading live is kind of like, it kind of puts you in somewhat of a primal state because a lot of times we want to have control over things that we have when it comes to our finances. And, that was just an eye opener for me with trading. Whereas, I was trading a demo account prior, and trading a demo account, just to touch on demo accounts a little bit in my experience with them, uh, there is a lot less emotion involved unless you're an extremely competitive person. If you're an extremely competitive person and you like to believe that, you're going to be right and you try to be right a lot, then, trading a demo account can bring more emotions to play for you. But in most cases, trading a demo is low stakes emotionally because the money isn't real. There isn't real consequence if you lose a trade. It's kind of like playing a video game with unlimited lives. Like, let's say you were to buy a RPG video game and you can only die 5 times in the game. You're going to take each life extremely seriously. But when you have unlimited lives, you're kind of going to be willing to take risks that you wouldn't normally take while playing that game. And it's the same thing with trading. So yeah, I would say, live accounts, the basis of it is real money that you put into the market through a broker and then that you trade, and the results from that directly affect the value of your trading account and of your of your overall net worth, quite honestly. So then moving on to prop firms. So a prop firm started. So it's short for proprietary trade, like proprietary firm, where the concept originated from. It kind of came from the base idea of companies and funds having traders work for them, and they allocate some of the funds, a certain percentage of the fund, the total fund, to like their traders. So let's say there's a fund that has $10 million in it. Say like the CEO of that fund, right, or that firm, that investment firm or whatever. He will, let's say, yes, he hires 10 traders. So let's say he gives every trader $1 million. That and they all go to work every single day. They sit at desks and they trade and they try to make money off of the funds that they've been allocated by the owner. But that's somewhat been digitalized as of recent, where prop firm now is a place where you can go, a website you can go to. There's many different companies that are prop firms. You pay an evaluation fee, anywhere between $50 to $2,000 to get accounts ranging from $5,000 to $400,000 in value. Are you getting real money? Is this a real $400,000 account that you can withdraw from at your will? Is this a real $400,000 account that the company's putting into and giving you the credentials for? No. Essentially, these are demo accounts that you can make money from. So with a prop firm, you pay an evaluation. Or you pay for an evaluation. Let's say you want to do $100,000 evaluation, and you say you pay around anywhere between $500 and $600, and you do the evaluation. There's usually 2 phases. You have to make 10% in the first phase and 5% in the second phase. Usually, sometimes it's 8% and then 4%, but that's neither here nor there. Once you pass that, then they give you the credentials for the account. That you can't then just go and withdraw $100,000. That is not, and it's not even their money either. It's simulated funds that they are assigning real value to at the end of a trading period. So whenever you take a trade on a prop firm account, let's say you have $100,000 account and you make $1,000 on a position, you're going to get a high percentage of that, anywhere between 80 to 90%, sometimes 95%. But for this case, let's use 80%. So you're going to do, 0.8 times 1,000, or 80% of 1,000 is going to be $8,000 or $800. Sorry. So it's going to be $800. So like it gives you more leverage, but at the same time, it's not funds that you can just deposit and withdraw from the account. It's somewhat tied up in the agreement that you have with the company, and that money isn't even real enough for you to just pull out. The way that these prop firms are able to pay their traders, many people ask that question, is because there are so many people that purchase prop firm evaluations on a daily basis, and the the pass rate is so extremely low, that they have a very high profit margin right off the bat. So anything excess of that, or anything that traders actually make that have, passed evaluations, they have to pay to the traders, yes, but they still leave with at least a 90, or at least 75 to 90% profit margin. So just to kind of break down the statistics, when like so out of 100 traders, there's going to be around 30, not 30, it's going to be around 3%. It's going to be around 3 to 5% that pass the first phase. So that, let's say you have to make 10%, right? It's going to be around 3 out of 100 traders that make $10,000 on the account to then go to the second phase. And then only maybe around, like, it's like 30% of, like, less than 30% of the traders that pass the first phase pass the second phase. So that's essentially 1 out of 100 people, out of every 100 people that actually get to trade an account with the firm that they would actually be able to make money from. My personal experience with prop firms has been like, you have to somewhat gamify it. You can't take it so extremely serious that where you get attached to the account, because at the end of the day, if you didn't get a payout, you're basically just trading demo, and you don't want to get caught up in the whole I want to make money off of a prop firm account. In order to be able to make money on a prop firm account consistently, I would say you have to have some sort of skill set to be able to do the same thing on a live account. The only difference is that it's not your funds. Once you pay the $500 and then you get your first payout after passing both phases and having a profitable, let's say, 2 weeks, then you actually get a refund, which is great. I think it's a good thing. But not many people get to that refund. That's why they're willing to give it out. But yeah, so these firms have rules as far as, like, once you get the account, you can't just trade it however you want. Usually they have a thing where it's like, okay, if you have $100,000 account, the most you can lose in a day is $5,000 or 5% of the account, right? If you lose 5% within 24 hours, then you basically get kicked out. You basically lose the account, and you have to basically start from zero. And in that sense, which I think in that aspect, especially also when doing the evaluation, I think is beneficial for some of us traders, mainly because it forces us to have good risk management. It forces us to have a more risk averse approach to trading than we did probably before the idea of prop firms ever existed, or ever, like, kind of came to fruition. But yeah, so all in all, a prop firm is a company that you can apply to do an evaluation with, and you pay a fee. And then once you pass the evaluation, you get a quote unquote live account, which really isn't the real funds, but you trade it, and I would say you can earn from it as if it's a live account to a certain degree, anywhere between 80 to 90% profit split. So then going on to live accounts versus prop firms. So here I just have, like a few bullet points, around 4 bullet points per, just to kind of give you an idea, or give you easier visual and easier explanation to kind of compare the two. Where with a live account, it's your money. With a prop firm, it's the firm's money, quote unquote, because they don't actually give you a real $100,000. But you treat it as such because they're paying you like it's their actual real money. Two, you have full control over the trades and the strategies that you're able to enact, or able to enable on your account, or able to use. If you want to risk 20% of your account, you can do that on a live account. If you want to risk 50% on your account on a live account, you can do that. There's no restrictions and there's no boundaries. Whereas some people love the idea of trading because they say it's totally free, it's totally free flowing, you can do whatever you want. But also, if you're not a disciplined individual to a certain degree, you're gonna destroy yourself because you have full control. If you have full control but no self-control, that's a recipe for disaster. Whereas with prop firms, they require you to pass a test and then maintain good standing when it comes to your statistics and your risk management throughout the life of your career, or I would say job or contract agreement with the prop firm. And then 3, with the risk, you bear 100% of the risk with a live account. If you go from $1,000 to $0, that's real. You have $0 now. You lost all 1,000. Whereas with a prop firm, you can only lose up to, let's say, overall on average around 10% of the account's value before they kind of shut you down. But let's say you purchase a $100,000 evaluation and you pass it, you only paid $500. You get the $500 back once you get the refund, and then um, at that point, you're basically have $10,000 of leverage, or you have $10,000 in equity, but $100,000 in leverage. That $10,000 is yours to trade with, but you have $100,000 account and $100,000 of buying power, which is an extreme upside to prop firms, in my opinion, if you know how to leverage it correctly. And then lastly, with the profit, you keep 100% of the profit as well with a live account. You don't share it with anybody. The only time you have to pay up is, taxes, depending on your strategy with that. And then with prop firms, you share the profit. Like I said, anywhere between 80 to 90%, which is still great. I would say 80% of 10,000 is better than 100% of 1,000. So you have to think about it in terms like that. What account size can you make a comfortable percentage on to then get 80% or 90% of the profits, and it be more than what you would be making on your own live account. And once you find that sweet spot, I think that's where like things start to change for you because you're able to make it tangible. Lastly, with the prop firms, the risk management, they may impose rules like, the risk and leverage, like I spoke about earlier. So yeah, I think that this is probably the best slide out of all of the slides that I have made so far, just because it kind of gives you a quick summary of each and the differences between them. Let's go ahead and go to the last slide. Which one is best for you? Now you can look at all the stuff that I wrote here. Quite honestly, I think that if somebody is to ask me which one should I go with, I think that you should have both. Now that's why I said, I don't think people were gonna like my answer to that question, but it's probably the best answer I can give, mainly because you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket on either or. And it's different types of baskets. With only having a live account, you don't have the leverage, because if you have the skill set but you don't have the leverage, it's going to take you a lot longer to reach your goals when it comes to trading and finances in general. But if you have all your eggs in the prop firm basket, then you are at risk of these firms shutting down. You're at risk of not getting paid out, and especially if you live off these payouts, you're somewhat at the mercy of these firms. No matter how good you trade, you could trade amazing, but if they shut down within 2 days, 3 days before your payout arrives in your Bitcoin address or your bank account, then you're basically screwed. Like there's nothing you can really do. You can't go hunt them down and tell them to give you the money. They can also, some of these prop firms, they have a history of just denying people's payout requests when they followed all the rules, apparently, and they just don't ever get the payout because sometimes, let's say they have a bad month profit wise for the prop firm, and they don't want to just be paying out people, which will maybe put them in a deficit for a certain period of time. So I say it's good to have a mix. I'd say the most popular strategy is to get a prop firm account, and then once you have the skill set, get a prop firm account, do an evaluation, pass it, get a payout, and then put at least 50 to 75% of that payout into a live account and start building it that way. It's somewhat of a snake eating itself, where you're making money from the prop firm, which is high leverage, right? It's extremely high leverage, and you are able to extract profits. Then you put those profits into your own personal account that you're trading alongside the prop firm account. So you're also building your own, personal net worth, and not just having cash flowing from the prop firm. I would say, when thinking about both of these things to consider: risk tolerance, capital needs, and profit sharing. Where if you are not the type of person that wants, say you have $100,000, I don't think you're going to be as willing to put your full $100,000 in a trading account versus pay $500 to do an evaluation and possibly get $100,000 of buying power. Because if you have the skill set, you might as well put that $100,000 you actually have in your bank account towards something else, and then get the prop firm account to be able to trade, and then do that, and then also build another nest egg with the profits from the prop firm account going into a live account. Capital needs, um, I would say like capital needs in the sense of if you have if you only have $100, you shouldn't be looking to do either live account or prop firm. In my opinion, if that's all you have to your name, don't be looking to do either. That's going to put you in the mindset that you have to make it, which is never going to work. Not never, it's rarely going to work. And then, but also in the sense of how much capital do you need to be able to live the life that you want to live. So that's like a topic that I discussed in a previous call. Um, where it's like, what's your golden number? If you know you can make 2% a month, on a good, on an average month, and you can do that consistently, then what you do is, okay, what account size um, that can I make 2% a month on that is enough profit for me or enough money for me to be able to cover my expenses and live the life that I want to live. So let's say 2% on $100,000 is $2,000, right? If your expenses are $1,100 a month, then you're up, you're winning, you're doing well. But also at the same time, let's say if we go up to 200,000, or let's just say $400,000, 2% of that is $8,000. So look at your capital needs, look at your daily life now, and see how you can start to replace some of those expenses with trading, and then what type of account would be able to help you do that. And then three, profit sharing. Um, like live accounts, like we've spoken about before, they let you keep 100% of the profits, whereas prop firms you share the profits. But like I said, 80% of $10,000 is better than 100% of $1,000 in my opinion. Mainly just because it's leveraged. It's leveraged earnings versus just kind of just off the strength earnings of your own strength and your own willpower and your own. It's not as high leverage. So that's really all I have to say about this slide. Let me just go back to this slide here. If anybody wants to look at it real quick, I'll also I'll probably download this as a PDF and then put it into the chat because I currently haven't saved it yet on Canva. But yeah, just gonna kind of open it up to Q&A now. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully it helped to give you a better idea of prop firms and live accounts, the differences between them, the pros and cons of each, and kind of maybe help you make a decision on whether or not which way you wanted to go or which mindset you wanted to be in, which is most beneficial for your trading career. But yeah, let me see. Yeah, Mark, I'm done presenting now, so you can unmute if you like. I don't really have anything else that I wanted to go over per se, but yeah, I would say like my experience with prop firms has been good. I've only been with one prop firm. Overall, like once you get that initial once you make that investment back or that feedback, then it's really just no risk because any money that you lose, you've already made the money back. Any money that you make is the cherry on top of the risk that you took prior in in getting into the position or putting yourself in the position to be with a prop firm anyway. So yeah. As far as like trades so far this week has been extremely slow. There has been nothing, at least on my end. Yesterday there was absolutely nothing. It was Veterans Day. Nothing I took. Wasn't really even looking at the charts as much. I was still looking at them, but I wasn't looking to take a trade. The 12th came, which was today. I was somewhat, I would say, indecisive. The market itself was indecisive just because we were trending downwards on the 1 hour time frame, but we're still trending upwards on the 4 hour. So that puts us in a kind of a state of indecision, a state of fluctuation, as to not know what we could expect to see price do next or anything with high probability. If you take trades in this type of market condition here, you are not, it's not going to say you're bound to lose, but your probability of winning decreases dramatically. And it doesn't go from winning to neutral. It goes from winning to losing. It's not like one of those, this isn't a market condition where you want to take a lot of big risk on because the market just did not know where it wanted to go. And by the time it did, it was, halfway through 12 p.m. But yeah, so I didn't take anything so far this week. Looking to just, follow my system this week. Last week I didn't take 2 trades on Monday or Tuesday either, and then I had a pretty good rest of the week. But we'll see what happens tomorrow. I haven't done an analysis yet. I'll probably post that in the chat. If you guys like these videos, please like, comment, and subscribe. I have the Discord link in the description. We had a crazy jump today. Shout out to my boy Kyle. He had a banger trade, crazy trade. Check the chat if you want to be able to see what he did. But we went from 59 people to 88 people in the chat, including me, in a day. We gained almost 30 people in a day, and it was my goal to reach 100 people. Kyle just helped me do that, so shout out to you, bro. Appreciate you. And I would say part of it is like I think just the consistency, have somewhat 95%, 98% consistent with these calls, do them as much as I can, as consistently as I can. It sometimes God just has a way of, like, I guess, just blessing you and stuff like that. So I never really I've talked to some of my friends about it. I wasn't ready to see us have almost 90 people in here, but it's definitely a blessing. Like, I am extremely grateful for it, taking it serious. I'm trying to do right by everybody that's in here. So yeah, I would just say that, just it's great stuff. Kind of missed the small group feeling. We started off very small, but now we're growing to people that I don't even know. I don't even know who's in here. But yeah, again, thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I have the Discord link in the description, and I will talk to you guys later. See ya.